Yeah, absolutely. Do you ever drive naked long journeys?
Uh, uh,
No, no need. I don't know how to introduce this one. 69 is such a number, you know?
yeah,
We
it's
need to
got weight
introduce
behind it,
it.
hasn't it?
It has. I'm genuinely really happy that Benny's here in the studio because he might have a better idea for 69. Like,
A
if I go
69er
like
isn't
this,
a Gen Z position. I feel like they're too like clean. They're like, oh, put some sanitizer on.
is it not
Not
Gen
like
Z?
us.
It's
We were
good old
69 and all
fashioned
over the joint when we were
69.
young. Oh
Yeah,
God!
I hadn't
All
even
right.
thought of that. Yeah, maybe 69 isn't really. Is it even an amusing number, Benny?
It's
To
funny,
you?
but it's all about the bum nowadays, isn't it?
Hey, dude,
Like,
you tell us. We're
There
coming
you
in hot
go.
this episode. Episode 69, we're coming in hot. We've got Gen Z telling us it's all about the bum these days.
There's no 69 in the Gen Zs now. It's all it's
It's
just
just
all
bum stuff,
backdoor
bum
action.
it's all bum stuff.
Wow,
How
let's
are you,
switch gears
David?
on this
How
real
are you,
quick.
Benny?
We're good, dude. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good.
Good. Nice to see you, mate. I feel like it's been one of those again. Not really spoken to you for the last week and a half or week. I can't
Likewise,
remember
my
how long it's
apologies.
been.
We're on the road. We're on the road. It's like one of those other episodes that we did before where we try and find internet where we can and we make it happen. I'm currently in a weird meeting room in a hotel. You might
Right.
hear like Ed Sheeran in the background.
Hmm.
Don't know if you can. Sorry
A
about
little bit
that. Bit of
demonetized.
echo.
Never
My
mind.
apologies. Probably demonetised. Yeah. What can you do? We're on the road, but we're currently out here in. Let's find out where Ollie is because he doesn't really know.
Classic Ollie. Classic Ollie Wilkins. We're back. We're doing, if anyone never saw it, we did Where's Ollie? How many episodes of that did we do? We did quite a few, eh?
We did a few.
I forgot about those, in a way. Amazing caricature we had of you and stuff. What was it? Probably, did we do 10, do you reckon? Or did we do more? Probably, I
I
honestly
think we
don't
did
know.
more. Mats are out here. Actually, maybe we did less than that because they were monthly.
They were monthly. They were,
Yeah,
I feel like,
they
yeah,
were
maybe,
monthly.
yeah, they were monthly. Yeah, that
Mats
was,
are out here was wearing one of the t-shirts. The
no.
Where's Ollie t-shirts with the primeval illustration
Who's wearing
drawing
one?
on it. Yeah, Matza is out here as well. Good.
No way.
Yeah,
No way.
he's a Where's Ollie fan. So I'm currently in Santa Coloma de Farnes, which is inland from Lloret de Mar, very close to Barcelona.
Ah, okay. All right. Okay. I know
I'm
where
current,
Barcelona is. The other ones I've never heard of, I'll be honest.
yeah, that's it. They're just up the coast. But basically, I've been out here now for a week. But we started off the week with a dealer camp for the new Focus Jam SL, Jam Squared SL, which you may have. We've talked enough about the campaign.
Kind of. We kind of did and we kind of didn't, eh? We
We
sort of,
didn't.
oh
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, you're right.
We
Yeah,
kind of did. We teased it up and then the campaign, well, part of the campaign came out, but it didn't really show a bike, which was a bit confusing, even though I feel like even
yeah.
myself, I kind of knew what was going on. And kind of didn't know what was going on because this campaign came out and it was like, oh, there's the bike. Okay, maybe the bike's not out yet. And then the bike came out a few days after. So it threw me for a loop, that one, to be honest with you. I was a little bit confused. I'm like, should we have talked about it? Should we not? I don't know what's going on.
I hear you. I hear you. But the bike
Yeah.
is out now. The
Yeah.
bike's a great topic of conversation.
I want to
'Cause
talk about
prior,
the bike. Can we talk about the bike right now?
we could talk about the bike, and I'd love to talk about the bike because prior to me having the bike, I wasn't very excited about the bike, and I shall tell you why.
Please.
Right?
That's
Were you? But what are your thoughts first of all on e-bikes, on normal bikes, on this halfway house, the SL? What are
Okay.
your views on it?
Personal views on it, as I think.
Yeah.
Okay, we could rewind it all the way back to when e-bikes first started presenting themselves into the marketplace, and I wasn't into it, dude. I felt like it wasn't mountain biking for me. It's not what I saw mountain biking as at
Yeah.
that point. But we're going all the way back, probably 6 or 7 years ago when I first started seeing them. And then over time, more people got into it. They got a little bit lighter. They got a little bit more like a normal mountain bike rather than just this sort of bike with a massive battery bolted onto it. Then, as you know, I got on the hype myself about 2 years ago. Got my first e-bike. Absolutely fell in love with it. And I think a lot of people have done the same as me. Have probably written it off for so long and then gone, actually, okay, my mate's now got one. And he's raving about it. He's out. He's doing more miles than he's ever done. He's climbing stuff he'd never consider climbing, etc. So that's where I am at the moment. I've just, at the weekend, we can talk about it. I did a pretty big ride, actually, for me on the regular bike. And
Nice.
all I was thinking about was, I wish I had my e-bike, because this would be a little bit more fun. My legs weren't enjoying 99% of that ride. So yeah, I think you can see how the future is starting to turn out with these things. They're getting lighter. The batteries are getting more, obviously, lighter, a little bit more distance in them as well, even though they're getting more compact. And I'd say I'm fully on the train now, to be honest with you. I'm fully on the e-bike train. I appreciate a lot of people probably look at it and go, I can't have both. You're going to go, oh, I can't really afford to have a regular analog bike, or whatever you call them now, and an e-bike. So I think where we're getting to now is this perfect middle ground, which to me is the future of it, which is these light bikes that are also e-bikes that maybe you have the option to ride it with the battery on or the battery off.
Yeah.
And that's probably the biggest rant I've ever done about e-bikes, fully out of my head,
Mate, it
not
was
really
good.
thinking
It was
about
really
what was
good.
coming out. So yeah, there you go. That's my thoughts
You
on
did really
e-bikes.
well.
Thanks.
So my thoughts were, my current e-bike, let's say it's a Bosch or a Shimano, it puts out 80, is it Newton meters of torque? It's 80 newtons. So the power is 80. Just consider it that. So the power is 80. And then the prior SLs, the power was actually 35, something around those lines.
Okay.
So if you ever had a go on one, any SL I've had a go on before was, really considerably less power, and yes, less weight, but
But
for
less
me, it didn't
distance
match.
as well?
Yeah, less battery life. I mean, basically, everything I'd had a go on was sort of underwhelming. And in all honesty, before I got on the Jam Squared SL, I thought it was a bike that was going to be released into this market, and it was going to be, maybe it's perfect for some people. They have a one bike garage, or they still want to maintain a certain amount of fitness, blah, blah, blah. Maybe for you it's good, but for me, I liked the power of, and I still do really like the power of an e-bike, and it's its own thing. It's heavy, it's whatever. I really enjoy it. I don't find it an issue. And then I got this SL, and I was sort of reluctant. It's a Fazua motor. It's not 35 though. Let me tell you, it's not 35. It's not 45. It's not 55. It's 60.
Really?
So if you've got your Bosch is 80, 85, and you've got your previous SL, which is 35, this thing's 60, and it weighs it's scary. It weighs nearly the same as my normal bike. So then you get to this point, it's really difficult, because it's like it is an e-bike and it is giving you a load of power, but it's also you also do have the kind of, I have a lot of fun on it.
Yeah. I think I've got a friend who I ride with quite a bit, Joey, and Joey's got a Lapierre it's an SL, I guess you call it, similar sort of thing. So
Is that the
he can.
Shimano one?
It's the
Anyway.
Fazua one, I believe. I'm not
Oh,
sure.
is it? Okay, cool.
I think it's I think it is. But anyway, it's cool because with that bike, he can come out with me on any ride. So it's like, I'm on the regular bike. He's like, yeah, cool, and he doesn't disappear like I feel like you would on a regular e-bike. You almost like can't help yourself. You go in eco or trail or whatever, and you get to a climb, and you are naturally just gonna disappear, right?
Yeah.
Whereas I feel like he's more like on par with me on a regular bike, and then the same with the e-bike. We got on the e-bike, but he can keep up with me on that bike. It's kind of like this happy middle ground of where biking's come to at the moment. So
It's weird, isn't it? This is really heavy bike chat for us. Normally we're.
but I feel like this would be the bike for you. Is it? Like you said that when we originally spoke about it, you were like, dude, this is the bike for you, and I was like, nah, I feel like it's more your thing. I don't know why. I just thought it was like,
man. Whatever it is, it's interesting, and it just makes you think like, like all of these things. You would
What does it ride more like? Does it ride more like a regular bike without a battery, or does it ride more like a bike with a battery?
So
Or
it
is it
rides
none
like
of
a
them?
regular bike, but it's a regular bike with the majority of its weight down really low. So you still have the sort of like e-bike,
Like
you know,
grip.
like that e-bike stability and traction and all of that. Like, dude, I don't want to, you know. To me, it was just a big surprise, and I've absolutely loved it. I don't want to rant on about it too much because I realise it sort of starts to get like
I've
like
got
an
a
advert,
question.
and it's kind of, you know, that it turns into my job, and this podcast isn't about that necessarily, but like it is something that's, you know, I think about these things all the time. I think about as a rider that promotes like bikes and parts and stuff like that. I think about what I would buy and where it's going and all of that. Believe it or not, I do actually think about it all the time. And this is a spanner in the works for me because this is I can go out with my friends on their e-bikes and keep up. Really, it's normal. It has a 480 watt hour battery. I think it's so it lasts the same as like a standard 500 battery.
Yeah,
you know.
Yeah.
I don't know,
Which
crazy.
is like,
It's-
so that's almost as similar as. So I had the Jam Squared before, the older one,
Yeah,
like 20.
same as
it's
that.
same as that, isn't it? But without that weight, really.
So it's got that range.
Yeah. Wow.
Crazy.
You had a question, Benny. Benny,
yeah.
if you can you turn your microphone up? I don't know if you can.
Is
but
it a
if you
bit?
can't,
Is it a
don't
bit
worry about
quiet?
it. Yeah, you quiet a bit. We'll get through.
So with the SL, do you think there's still going to be a place for normal e-bikes, if that makes sense? Even when the SL comes out, will there still be a place for your normal Jam Squared, or is it going to go?
It's a fantastic question, Benny. It's a fantastic question because obviously, and again, this is why I think about it because I'm a complete sport brat and I'm aware of it. You know, I really am. I don't have to choose because it's my job to ride all of them and enjoy all of them. But it's obviously this SL is a high-end bike. It's full carbon and it's super lightweight, really high spec build, all of that. So it's going to be expensive. So that's going to cut a lot out. But I really don't know. Only time will tell, dude. And it's a great question because we've got the UK winter is upon us. And I tell you what, if there's ever a time where I feel hyped to ride my e-bike, you know, or where it's hard
It's
to
been
get me
in
to put
Spain.
my normal bike down. It is e-bikes, yeah. So yeah, unless I'm in Spain, yeah.
I remember having a conversation with a friend of mine, Joe Bowman, and we were talking years ago, probably going back 4 years, 5 years maybe, about the future of biking. It probably even is on a podcast, future of mountain bikes. And he said that exact thing. He was like, e-bikes will get to a point where the battery is either on or off, and it's just there, and you don't even know it's there. Like everything gets smaller, lighter, more compact, and there will probably be a point in the future where you don't even have to think, am I having an e-bike or an analog bike? I don't know if that's a good thing. I don't know where I sit morally on that. But what if every bike was an e-bike and the battery was just there just for when you needed it? You're like, oh, I'm pretty tired. Okay, I'll turn the battery on and blast home.
Honestly, it's exactly what
Is that the future?
Yeah, it's exactly what I was almost going to get to talking about it. Because it's like one of those things that you're reluctant to accept. You know, cashless society or like... mobile phones or social media passport, for instance, all of these things that you're like worried almost about. It just feels wrong, doesn't it?
You can almost envision being an older gentleman and saying, "Oh, when I was a lad, you had to pedal a bike." You can almost see it happening, right? Like you didn't have a battery with you all the time. You didn't have a battery that recharged itself as you were riding. Like that. Surely that's got to be where all this goes.
Innit? By the way, as well, I don't want there's never going to be a point where I don't ride a normal bike. I don't think.
There is if they don't exist, though. That's the problem.
Yeah,
right?
that's true. But I'm raising the question more than anything. When I talk about it, I'm not saying like this is the end of normal bikes. I just mean it's an interesting question, and it definitely I've found it more. It's made the like what bike would I get question more difficult. You know.
Yeah, that 3-bike garage gets tough.
It's very difficult.
So how do you even class an SL? How do you put that in a 3? Do you say it's an e-bike? Or is it
an e-bike, yeah.
It's an e-bike.
But then if it's an e-bike where I can take the battery out and it's a normal bike, maybe then I get 2 bikes to my 1. Then maybe I've got my jump bike, my e-bike / normal bike, and then I've got room for a whole nother bike.
Yeah, maybe.
Which might be a recumbent tandem. Who knows?
Could be. It could be. Might be a road bike.
An articulated recumbent tandem. Who knows, dude? But it was really cool
topic.
anyway. It is an
Super
interesting topic. And it's one I've been talking about loads with all of the different dealers from around the world. It's always super cool to meet all those people, and like we got some podcast fans have been.
Can we just acknowledge this though? I've got to acknowledge it, dude.
Go on.
The tone of voice has changed. You can tell. You're in media mode.
Am I? Shit, dude.
Yeah.
Well, I'm in a weird. I'm in a weird spot.
You're in media mode, dude. You're in work mode at the moment. Like, let's just dial it back a little bit, man.
I'm in a weird spot because I'm like in an echoey room in a hotel.
Yeah.
I'm not sure whether the internet's going to come in and out. I've got Ed Sheeran playing. It is different, exactly. I don't feel like I'm in my bedroom fucking chilling. But
got pants on, and the whole thing's different.
Exactly, I'm clothed from the waist down. This is weird.
The voice tones chat. I'd love to hear in the comments. Has anyone noticed the little media voice coming out of Mr. Wilkins?
I think the other problem is I can hear an echo of my voice. It's a bit horrible. I'm sorry if I'm speaking weird. My apologies.
No, we'll let you off. We'll let you off, mate. No, it's I can't believe we're even recording this. I really didn't think we were going to get an episode out. So please, if you're listening, show some love, because we've come through some trials and tribulations to make this one happen this week. So if we have got this out, show some love to the boys. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Hit a like, hit a comment. Tell us what the future of mountain biking is to you. Where do you think it's going? I'd love to hear from people in the comment section. Let's break that algorithm, bust that nut. 69 after all.
Yeah, dude. The 69. Do you know what else what else made me laugh this week was what made me think about these things. Weirdly, is I found a helicopter camper van, and at one point, basically, okay, so ideas, right? They have their moments where they seem like a really good idea, and people can be obsessed by them. And one chap had designed a helicopter camper van. Look it up, Benny.
Please, what is a helicopter camper van? I'm going to have to look it up as well real quick. Sorry for the typing, folks. Okay,
this is a real thing. I couldn't believe this. This is a real thing that actually was not in production, but like they made it. Look at him. It floats on water. Yeah. It's got a bedroom, a kitchen, and a bathroom.
That's from the 1970s, though. There's some more more recent ones.
It was made though, and it was 300 grand.
Really, that's not bad. That's a bargain.
So you used to be able to get a helicopter camper van for 300 grand.
Oh, 300 grand in the 70s, though. So way more money 70s, now.
Yeah.
Sorry. Yeah. That's not bad. I was going to say that's not a bad price. Let's get on.
Yeah, I know, right? But it's funny to think about these ideas because then you're like, well, it seems like a good idea, or it seems like it matters at the time, but actually, helicopter camper vans haven't really taken off. Like, we'll see where it goes. Who knows where it goes? Maybe we're going to go back to normal bikes. Maybe. Yeah.
What is the negative of a helicopter camper van, though? I think the helicopter camper van is only positive, other than the outlay. But you factor in the flight, dude, the airport transfer. You got the taxi. You got all that stuff. You got the food. You got to eat out. You got the helicopter camper van. You can fly there. You can land anywhere you want in the middle of buttfuck nowhere. So you've got a good location. Trouble is with a helicopter camper van, maybe you're not going to be too near like a city or a town, because you're going to have to land somewhere a bit weird, aren't you?
Oh, imagine landing on the top of like one of those inner city helipads, like New York City helipads, like up high on a high rise. Just camp up there for a bit.
Yeah, dude, prime real estate would be nice, probably.
Yeah, get the badminton net out, attach it to the blade.
You're like, you want to be in the penthouse, like top floor? Well, I can do better than that. How about we sleep on the helipad, above the hotel?
And the fact that it's a camper van makes it quite sort of nudie, doesn't it? So you'd be doing like badminton and other nudist sports, like camping nudity sports, maybe.
Yeah, you can fly a helicopter nude for sure. No one's going to see you up there, are you? You can strut around in the butt naked.
Yeah, absolutely. Do you ever drive naked long journeys?
No, I think everyone listening No, I think everyone listening to this though has done one of those rides where you piss wet through and you think, I'm just gonna drive back with nothing on.
Just in the pants.
Well, maybe a t-shirt.
I've done a lot of drives, just the pants, yeah.
The lad, so I went out biking on Saturday with a group of guys that I'd never met before. It weren't like swinging or anything. I've just never met them before. It weren't like a weird thing. It was like one friend of mine and a load of people I didn't know. And one of the guys, he was still pretty new to riding. He's only been riding like a year, I think he said. And it was raining, dude, so hard. Like, we're in the peaks, fucking pissing it down. It's raining. It's muddy as hell. Like, you know, full waterproof jobby. And then we go to the pub after, and this lad's not come to the pub. So I was like, oh, where's... I can't remember his name. Where's Kyle, I think he was called. And one of the guys was like, oh, he didn't bring a change of clothes, so he's just gone home. And I was like, oh, God. Like, he was literally, dude, head to toe in sludge. And he's just got in a brand new Golf and driven home. It's like, that's such a rookie error when you don't know about biking.
I'm actually that guy, I'll be honest. I
Really?
never
Yeah.
bring a change of clothes. I'm awful
Do you
at
not?
it, yeah.
You got the cloth seats though. That mud just soaks into the cloth seats. You put the dryer on. It's all good.
Yeah, or I put my raincoat on inside out on the seats, and then I just sit on that. But it's a miserable experience. I should always bring clothes, but I just don't. Yeah.
Winter is coming. Depending on where you're listening to this and what time, it might already be here. I don't want to be a Debbie Downer over here, but with winter comes wet feet. Until this exact moment here, I had no solution. I used to put plastic bags on my feet. I used to put wet shoes on. I used to just deal with it. Until right now, I'm introducing Deck Shell waterproof socks. With the Deck Shell range, you experience dry comfort through their breathable 3-layer construction. You've got the inner, which is comfort and warmth. It's the sock lining. It feels literally like a normal sock. The mid is breathable, waterproof membrane. It's super stretchy and adaptable. It's actually made out of a membrane called Perel. And the outer, it's a durable outer layer, machine washable. They do a different sock depending on the weather and warmth as well. We do short, long, thick, thin, do everything. My personal favourite is the ultra thin crew sock. Watch this as well. You can see how waterproof it is. To anyone listening, I'm literally blowing up my sock like a balloon. Huh? Bet yours don't do that. They're the best because they're waterproof. Waterproof. Winterproof. Waterproof. Upgrade Bikes are giving away 5 sets of Deck Shell socks ready for your winter. All you have to do is head over to the Ride Companion Instagram. You need to comment why you deserve a set of Deck Shell waterproof socks this winter. That's all you got to do. 5 people win socks. Not bad, and you can blow them up too, like me. Terms and conditions, Deck Shell is available at your local store through Upgrade Bikes. Delivery is only available to UK customers. Listeners, companionship. Back to the show.
Yeah, I just thought everyone did that. I mean, I don't take a full change or anything. Sometimes it's just a pair of sweatpants and a t-shirt, but, you know, no shoes or nothing. But I don't know, just kind of found it funny that he'd slung a really muddy bike back in the back of a new Golf and just sat in the driver's seat and driven home. It's wet, wet and cold. It sounds awful to me. I don't know. I feel beat up today, dude. I got to tell you, I went for a sports massage yesterday. First ever sports massage, which I think is quite interesting because all the years of doing stuff, I was trying to calculate it, probably 30 years. I'm 35, got a motorbike at 4.5, 5 years old apparently. Always been on 2 wheels, most weekends or whatever. All the years of racing, doing stuff, crashing, injuries, just beating your body up. And I'd never had a sports massage or even a massage. I've never had a massage. And I was thinking about it. We talked about this subject quite a lot, about like money and when you're young. And that 50 quid that it would have cost to go for a massage was always better spent. Right? Like it's better spent
absolutely,
going out, driving,
Right, yeah.
fuel, bike parts,
Track
whatever. So I
costs,
never ever invested in. Even when I got a little bit older, never invested in it. I've had a couple of physio sessions over the last few years, especially since my back injury. But yeah, never had a sports massage. So I went yesterday for the first one, and I wanted to give a little shout out to Ed at Back in Shape Guy in Sheffield. If anyone in Sheffield wants a really good sports massage, comes at it from quite a holistic perspective. A lot of like maybe radiotherapy, what's it called? Reflexology, stuff like that. Ed at Back in Shape Guy seems really good, although I can't move today. Like he really gave me the business, you know. Like I sent you that photo, right? Like I'm bruised, dude.
Yeah. So what do you do? Talk me through all of the.
So I went with a catalogue of injuries.
Yeah.
So at the moment I'm dealing with, I got a shoulder problem. So let's just rewind a little bit. Injury last year, shoulder injury. And I felt since then that I'm just not straight almost. Like I felt like my back was sort of like twisted a little bit and just having like neck pain and stuff like that. So that was kind of like the catalyst for this in a way. But then what happened? So then I started running quite a lot, mainly after my injury, just to get back to fitness. I was running a lot before, but I've done a lot over the last sort of year. Then I got runner's knee. So then I joined the gym.
What's runner's knee? Just hurty knee.
Yeah, runner's knee. It's like a tight tendon at the front, and basically, you can get it if you like overcompensate, and so you're not running properly. Like if your hamstring isn't firing properly, you put more pressure on your knee, and then ultimately you get this thing called runner's knee. And my knee was swelling up quite big if I went for a run, and it felt like someone sticking a screwdriver in the front of it. It's really painful. So because of that, I joined a gym, which we've talked about me starting to go to the gym again. And I was getting a little bit bored just going and doing like stretching and stuff. So I thought, well, I'm going to start lifting some weights again because I've lost quite a lot of build, I guess, body, size, etc. just through the injury and running a lot. Started lifting weights again. So then I got a little tear in my shoulder, I think, from dumbbell press. So I've gone to this, basically I've seen online this guy in Sheffield who's, does like the back cracking and, all that sort of like, it's quite Instagrammy, isn't it? They get your neck and they kick it into place and stuff.
Chiropractor.
Yeah, it's like chiropractor. It is, but he doesn't call himself a chiropractor.
Okay.
But it is, Beney. It is, yeah, ultimately, yeah, it is, but it's not what he calls it. He calls it, I think it's called the CASA method or something. Anyway. So I seen him online and I reached out and I was like, like, seeing what you're doing, can I book a session with you? I've got like a catalogue of injuries at the moment. I've got like a torn shoulder, my neck feels weird, I've got a bad back, I've got a knee injury, and just generally need a bit of a MOT, like a bit of a look over, you know what I mean?
Right.
So he's like, okay, well, we've done a deal offline, obviously, none of that internet pay stuff. We've done a cash deal. And he was like, nice. Cash in hand, yeah, we've done one of those. So he's like, oh, come down, come for an hour, and we'll do like a full body MOT, like see what's firing, what's not firing, what's working, what's not working, etc. So I've gone down. Basically, I've ended up being there like 3.5 hours because it was really, really cool because he was like, he mainly works on, I'm not saying I'm an athlete, but sports person. He doesn't really work on sports people too often. He is very much a sports guy, former professional boxer, I think. Quite new to this scene, doing the clicking of the backs and the massages and stuff like that. So he mainly works on footballers, actually, and just general people that have got like back issues and stuff. So he found it really interesting because he's like, your body's quite fun to, like, it's not weird, not on a 69 thing or anything. He's like, your body's quite fun to explore, like finding all these tight spots that you've got. Okay, no weirdness.
Yeah. Okay.
Right, all right. So he's like, your body's quite fun to explore. You can tell you've got like really tight calves, probably from biking. Okay. You got really tight. you got really tight hips. Yeah. My forearms are really tight. All this sort of stuff that he's like, this is obviously like a biker. So he was just enjoying.
Are you lubed up at this point?
Mate, I've stunk of coconut oil. It was beautiful. I love it.
So he was just enjoying your body using coconut oil as like a what was the coconut
lubricant
oil for? Lubricant, social lubricant, would you say?
Social lubricant. It's more of a social lubricant. Yes, exactly.
It's not physical.
So it's definitely
not. Yeah.
No, it weren't. Yeah, not penetrative.
Okay, that's good. That's
Yeah,
really the question I wanted to ask, but I did. Yeah, okay.
I say it. I'll say it, dude. I'm not on a works trip.
Okay, so what's
You know what
he
I mean?
exploring your body?
I've got
with
the
then?
hat
What's
on,
he
but I'm
doing?
not on
What's
the
he
work
doing?
trip. So basically we started out doing a few stretches, like seeing what I can do, what I can't. Now I've always struggled to touch my toes. Can't touch my toes. Never been able to touch my toes in my entire life. Even if
neither. I
I've
can't do
put.
it
Have you not?
No, I can't.
How
touch my
interesting.
toes.
Can you touch your toes? Let us know in the comments. Because I've been like really trying to touch my toes before. Not for the last 6 months, but I've really tried to like stretch my hamstrings out, do it every day, keep trying to get them, trying to touch them, and I've never got anywhere near. I can barely touch my bottom of my ankles, shins. Sorry.
Yeah.
So anyway, so we just did like loads of like, can you do this? Can you do that? And then he was like, okay. So I stood up against the wall, like facing a white wall, and he took a photo, and you can see that my shoulders were like dipped. It's like one shoulder was higher than the other. It's really weird to look at. And he was like, look, can you see? Because obviously you don't really look at your own back too often, do you? So he's like, look at your shoulders. Like, you can tell you've been injured in this one, and then this one's overcompensated for it. So you're out of line almost. So he's like, right, what we'll do like a nice sports massage. We'll iron out some creases. We'll get rid of some what they call like knots and stuff. So that was really nice. Like, never had a massage on my calves. Like I've got really tight calves, always have. Same with my hamstring. So it's just nice just to feel like you flushed everything out. Did a lot of clicking fingers, pressure points, stuff like that. And then we did some.
And what does all that do? That's what.
Mate.
I don't know what any of it does, like the clicking and stuff.
No, I don't, but it
Yeah.
can't be bad, I feel like. It just can't be bad, dude. Like, to have that stuff clicked and get all of the... They call it... See, this is what I have a bit of a problem with through various podcasts I've listened to over the years. They call it toxins, like getting toxins out of your body. And I'm no expert in this, but what is a toxin? What is it? It's tough to just... I think it's really difficult to say, okay, this is a toxin. But I guess toxin could be... inflammation, maybe it could be he was explaining a lot of it can be like sort of like stuck, not blood, but like just a build-up of like energy, even like all sorts of stuff it could be. So I don't know, I'm no expert. I really wish I knew more. I feel like I'm proper bumbling through this, I'll be honest with you, but I do.
No, it's good. I like hearing it.
There is a lot of questions, and I don't understand it at all, but I don't confess to understand it.
No.
But so then we did a lot of like clicking and cracking things back into place. Like my hips, he was like, right, your hips are like not where they need to be. So he was like maneuvering them a little bit, which felt painful, but probably needed it. There was a few clicks and a few bangs and stuff, getting those back into place. But the best thing we done was just like my clicking my shoulder and putting my back in place, like clicking all the vertebrae, which he was doing, which was ever such a weird feeling. He's just like, take a breath in. So I breathe in, he's just like clicks one. Okay, do it again. Clicks another one.
Feels good though,
yeah,
doesn't it?
individually.
It feels
it feels
good.
really nice. It feels nice. Like, but then the stuff that's caused all the pain was it's like a tool. It's almost like knuckle dusters, but it's got like a blade on it almost. Have you seen one of those? And it's for like getting fascia.
Oh yeah, I have seen that. Yeah,
it's like a scraper.
Yeah.
So he was doing that like in the shoulder that I've got.
Almost like, is that what it is? Blood flow, increased blood flow.
I think it definitely increases blood flow because you get bruised, which obviously means that blood's come to the surface. So I guess that's one of the things. But also, he was doing it on my shoulder, just here on my left shoulder, like my pec actually, at the side of my pec. And he was going, "Can you feel it?" And I was like, "Yeah, it feels like loads of little bubbles, like." So he's like, "Well, it shouldn't feel like that. It should feel like a long, like smooth. Your muscle should be smooth, but it's not. It's got like loads of bubbles in it. It's got knots in it." So that's what he was doing for ages, just trying to iron it out. And towards the end of it, not only was it really painful, but it did feel a bit smoother. And then, so we done that. What I did find quite interesting and quite fun actually to sort of learn about was he's obviously got like we've got the Compex Fix 2.0.
Yeah.
He's got a massage gun, unbranded. We don't need to say the brand. He's got a different one. And the way he used that was so different to any way that I've used mine, which I thought was super interesting. So I was asking loads of questions. I was like, okay, so why are you doing it there? Why are you doing it like that? Why are you holding it for so long? Why am I stretched? And he was basically explaining that if you're going to use something like that, the muscles almost got to be at like full extension because you're trying to lengthen everything out. So he was like pushing it out. So I'm going to use that technique a little bit more because whenever I use mine, I just I feel like I'm doing it right, but I'll just be sat on the sofa and I'm just like moving it around myself, and it just feels nice.
Oh, it's all interesting, isn't it? It's all interesting. I'm very sceptical, Simon, about most things. But what I would say is when I stump my toe, I rub it and it feels better. And that's almost all you need to know in a way, isn't it? Like it does something in massage. I'm not gonna.
Yeah.
I don't know about all the clicking because I don't understand like physically what is happening. So
yeah. But I can, you see people obviously who've got posture problems and stuff like that, and a lot of it, he's someone like that who's obviously very well trained and obviously understands the stuff. He knows stuff about you that without even asking. He's like, "Do you work at a laptop a lot?" I was like, "Yeah." He goes, "Yeah, you can tell. Look, like you're hunched a little bit. You can tell. You can tell almost like." He's not a biker at all, but he's like, so it's probably quite hard on your shoulders and on your forearms. Then he's riding's quite hard. Do you feel a lot of jolts coming through your wrists? He was like, I was like, yeah. He goes, well, I can feel it. I can feel all that stuff inside of you.
Yeah.
So I just find it fascinating. Anything like that. You know me, man. I'm quite into health, and I don't really understand it, but I'm quite interested in health and fitness and wellness. So we done that, and then we done the cupping as well. We put the cups all over.
Yeah.
We've never had that done before, which felt quite nice, to be honest. But yeah, I'm extremely bruised today, but he has messaged me, lovely bloke, mate, followed up straight away this morning. How are you feeling? Just a heads up, keep drinking plenty of water, don't do any physical exercise really today, just chill, let your body recover, get some electrolytes in you, magnesium, all that sort of stuff. So
nice.
I don't know, people are going to have the views on
MOT.
it, but yeah, full MOT, mate.
Mate, if it feels good, then full stop, it's good, isn't it?
I don't think it can be bad.
It's Chinese therapy, isn't it? Cupping. What is it? It's an ancient form.
I think it is. He was telling me about a different version of it actually, which was that there's a certain
it's ancient
tradition
Egyptian,
or whatever.
Chinese and Middle Eastern cultures.
There you go.
One of the oldest medical textbooks in the world, the Ebers Papyrus, describes how the ancient Egyptians used cupping therapy in 1550 BC. How crazy is that?
He was saying to me, like how women have periods and they get rid of like bad blood.
Yep.
Or blood.
I don't know that.
Well, Guy.
No.
Okay.
I don't have periods. I mean, but
yeah.
yeah.
Well, men obviously don't do that. So what he was saying is, if you've got like inflammation or you've got an injury, there's a certain tradition which I'm not too sure what it was. It must be obviously it's an ancient one that uses cupping, but then they also will remove blood from that point as well. And he says what you see is this blood comes out that's like a different colour. It's like black. It's like old blood that's like stagnated, and obviously you've got that going through your veins and stuff. You need to get that out. And I was like, it makes sense, dude. Like it does seem to make sense to me. I don't understand it, but
I thought it was like a
makes
central
sense.
heating system. I thought it just circulated around. I guess
you can get stagnant blood, old blood. I don't know.
Who knows?
You've ever cut yourself really deep there and it comes out a different colour than normal blood?
Now, what is there? There's like
dark red.
There's
like
oxygenated blood and unoxygenated blood. Like depending on where you get cut. That's a different colour, isn't it? Yeah.
Where it's like veins and arteries, isn't it? One carries oxygenated blood, one carries deoxygenated blood.
So what's the colour difference, Benny? Do you know that?
Well, isn't it supposedly one more of the blue colour?
Exactly, yeah.
There's no oxygen in it, and then when it's oxygenated, it goes more of a red colour.
Yeah.
Well, there you go. Didn't know that. So, okay, yeah, maybe. Again, I wish I understood this more. I really, really do.
Because that's just how the body works, isn't it? Just one pumps it round, and the other then pumps it back in, and it just circulates non-stop.
I mean, yeah, maybe. I wish I understood. I really do. I mean, we're walking around in these suits, aren't we? Just filled with blood and meat and stuff, but I don't quite understand it. I really don't. It's mad, isn't it, really? It's like you're literally talking about the thing that is you, but I don't understand it, and I really wish I did. Imagine, I guess people do that all the time with other stuff, like driving cars. I don't understand how it really works, but I know it gets you from A to B.
I understand the computer I'm on right now.
It's a fair point. The body seems a bit more like we should understand it, though. Do you think? That you should be like, kind of understand how that works. I have no clue. I just looked, though. So this guy, he uses the Kasser method, Kasser, and also is a Rayner therapeutic massage therapist. So there's no word of chiropractor in there is what I meant. So I don't know why, but it doesn't seem to be a chiropractor.
I mean, a lot of people
Either way.
swear by chiropractors, don't they? I think also,
Yeah.
like, it tends to be that the people that actually practice it, like they believe it. So,
Yeah.
you know, they
Yeah.
spend all their time doing it. So they obviously, I think it'd be quite a tough one to have a job where you just con people. If there's nothing in it, you know, if there's no...
Yeah, totally.
You know what I mean?
And it'd be tough to con people, especially if you leave there feeling good. Like,
Yeah.
that's the thing anyway, isn't it? It's not a con then, I feel like.
I don't believe any of it, but then I haven't done any of it. So what does it matter what I think? I don't know anything.
Let's get you into this guy, man, when you're up north. Let's see what happens.
Keen. I'd love to, yeah. So you got all
Yeah,
the cupping marks on you then? Now you look like
Oh, dude. Benny, I don't know if we're a little bit tight on editing on this one, but if I send you a photo, maybe we can throw it in. But yeah, I look like I've been hit by a train today. Like, honestly, I feel like it as well. Like, I went to the gym this morning and I was like, I can't do anything. I can barely walk. So yeah, it's gnarly. But apparently that's good. Got to feel worse to get better.
There you go.
Maybe. I don't know. Anyway, it is what it is. I'm on TV tonight, so by the time this is out, it'll already have been on. So that's going to be hilarious.
Mate, I can't wait to see it. Are you weird about watching it back again? Have you seen any pre-edits of it or anything like that?
I've seen a short pre-edit of just the footage from the air ambulance. That's all I've seen.
Wow. So
I haven't seen any of this stuff. Yeah. Yeah, it is a little bit, actually. It is a little bit weird. It was the same with the, you know, for people who don't know, I've already done one of these rescue shows before, which is quite funny, I guess. So it was the same with watching the Loch Ness thing, though, because I've seen that and it just like, there was a shot on that where you can see me being airlifted out of the water and I was like, that's crazy. Like, as if that's me. And this is almost the same thing.
Do you know what you're like?
Like,
You're like one of those people that you see them on Sex on the Beach or whatever, and then they go on like the ice dancing show, and then they go on like a cookery one later. You're like in the sort of like
an extra.
Kind of, yeah, but you're one of the feature acts, but you just get circulated through the different shows. So you've done what have you done now? You've done Air Ambulance.
So this is called Air Ambulance ER.
Yeah.
Helicopter ER. Helicopter
ER,
and I've done Saving Lives at Sea. Yeah. which if you're looking at it from a credit point of view on my IMDb, the Saving Lives at Sea is like BBC Two. So that's up there. Like this one is on the Really channel, which I think is fantastic, but it's not as mainstream as the BBC one. The cool thing is that with the BBC one, is it gets rerun quite a lot. So people still reach out and they're like, "Is this you?" Like,
you have more airtime. So you actually, can we actually set up an IMDb page for you?
Oh, should we do it? There must be a way of doing that, right? Yeah, let's do it. Let's set up an IMDb. As seen on Helicopter ER, the idiot on the bike. So yeah, I'm on tonight, dude. It's a shame we're recording this now. It would have been fun to watch it and then record, because I think it's going to be kind of funny, but we'll do that next week.
Yeah, I'm really sorry. I've been having some long days. I've been having some really long days and I've been unable to. My apologies. Yeah. But we're here now, aren't we? We're here now and it's good. And I'm excited to watch it, to be honest. Because actually it's a weird thought, because obviously, I don't know, obviously I know you've had your crash, but it's not like I was anywhere near there, and I've seen one picture of you lying on the ground, you know? It's not like, you know, I can't
it's rare,
picture
isn't it?
Just what you.
It's rare that there's a TV crew following you around, that's for sure. So yeah, my hope is that it just raises some awareness, dude, for the air ambulance and the amazing work that they do. Also for What 3 Words. I mean, they wouldn't have been able to find me if it wasn't for that app. So that's really cool. And also just for taking care of yourself when you're out biking, telling people where you are and stuff. Because I was on my own. I was lucky to get found by someone, by a dog walker. So yeah, I'm on that tonight. Helicopter ER, Really channel. It's already going to have come out by the time we release this, 9 p.m, but you'll be able to watch it back. It's on Discovery. Catch up, I think. Fucking Discovery, man, owning everything. It's on Discovery. So yeah, it's and just, you know, I think I told you this story before. They came here and made me ride down the road in a full face helmet. So yeah, kind of excited to see that.
Mate, I'm really excited. Yeah, I'm really excited.
Embarrassing.
Obviously I know you very well. So I mean, interested to see how television captures. I love the idea of you riding around the street with a full face on as well, to be honest.
Yeah, and a shirt and goggles. Yeah, I think I had goggles on.
Did you? Yeah,
it's going to be fun. I think so. I think I had to put goggles on. I can't remember that bit, but I think there were goggles involved.
I wish we could do a premiere or a watch along.
I do. I really do. I was going to try and set something up so like we could do like a Discord channel or something, you know, where people can chat. Yeah. But I thought, Dude, it might just be like a 2-second segment anyway. There's literally no point. So, yeah.
Well, that is true. I suppose that is true. You don't
Could get cut.
literally
Could get
don't
cut
know
out.
what's going to happen. Yeah, it's quite exciting.
There must be quite a bit going on because I've had like a lot of communication with the producer, with the air ambulance. Yorkshire Air Ambulance have been in touch quite a lot. They've been doing press releases about this show. So there's quite a lot going on behind the scenes that I probably haven't shared. But yeah, I've done the interviews and stuff for things. There's quite a lot been going on.
Oh mate, fascinating. I look forward to seeing it, dude. Well, good.
Me too.
Talking of watch-alongs, or at least with actually awful attempt at segueing, but Jake Paul just beat
He did.
Anderson Silva. I've got to say, that really upsets me. That is really...
Does it? Why?
I don't want him. I don't want it. I want it to stop. It's just... I just hate the fact that it's like... He's just got nothing to lose, and he's just... I don't know why. It's not that I particularly hate the guy, but it's just... I think those boys epitomise sort of the stuff I don't like about the internet. Whereas Anderson Silva is like someone who's really earned his place.
He's a legend of UFC, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
I know what you mean. I do. Yeah, I've not looked at it like that, mate. To be honest with you, the fact that I think, okay, you've got to appreciate the amount of effort that kid's put in. He's legitimately beating people. I'm no fight fan. Yeah, I've not even seen any of his fights.
But the fact for the last 5 years, shall we say, or last 4 years?
What work?
Yeah, he's put in work for the last 4 years, right? That's what I think. That's the problem I have with it.
Why do you think it's too quick to be at that level?
He shouldn't even be able to challenge Anderson Silva. It's only because of money that he's been able to. It should be off the cards. It shouldn't be a thing in my head. That's my. I'm probably off on this, but that would be my views on it. Like, it shouldn't be possible. You should have to climb the ranks, like the rest of people in sport.
Okay, what do you think then of Logan Paul and Deji fighting Floyd Mayweather? Do you think that should be allowed? Or not at all?
Really?
But
you think you just got to stay in your lane? In a way.
I don't.
What is his lane? That's the cool thing. What is his lane?
Yeah.
Like, I don't know much about the Paul guys. I really don't. I know that obviously really famous YouTubers, so you've got to give them a little bit of credit for that. They built a massive platform. They've obviously made
all the
millions. Hundreds of millions at this point, like from doing what they're doing. They've almost really, they haven't created it, but that like call out thing that they do, you know, calling people out, that trolling thing is kind of them. Again, don't really agree with that. I think there's better things to be doing with your life than trolling people online and stuff and calling people out. But
yeah,
if you're looking at it from a monetary standpoint, they're winning. They found the cheat code. They've accelerated themselves to the top of a sport in quite. Have they? I don't know. Have they accelerated themselves? In fact, it's funny you mentioned it because I was literally just listening about it on the Fighter and the Kid. So I'm trying not to like hijack their thoughts on this.
Take their thoughts.
I'm trying to take my own thoughts on it. And my original thought is he's got there fast, but there's that through just so much hard work. You know, he doesn't have a 9-to-5 job. He seems like I'm talking about Jake. Has just been like training boxing non-stop to get that good, and he is beating people that are accredited fighters, right? I mean, I know it's a UFC. Technically, Anderson Silva is a UFC fighter, but
he's a mixed martial artist. Like,
he still beat him in a boxing match. You know, he still has, and I don't know, man. I mean, I'm struggling to have any real opinion on it other than
I'm completely off. But this is the sort of stuff that makes me feel like a complete alien. This makes me just.
Do you think then if YouTubers are going to box, they should only box YouTubers? They should box anyone from the boxing.
That's how it started, right?
That's how it started it. I tell you what I think. I'm not going to watch someone who's not good at boxing box another person that's not good at boxing. I don't care. For me, it's not. For me, it's about like picking something and working so hard at it that you're so good at it that you're at the top. Requires more than just 4 years of training because you're already rich. Like it is everything I hate about the modern day. It's like everything's instant, everything's too easy for people.
But that's why it works though, because you have two people who aren't very good going at each other, so people buy into the fact they're not very good. And you just want to see a
sport.
scrap.
I like it when people are really good at it. I like watching the Olympics. It makes me cry when someone crosses the line and they've worked for 20 years to get to that exact moment. I don't want to see someone just fucking, I don't know, make a load of money off ad revenue and then get there. It's like speedy boarding. It's like a rich person getting a trust fund and getting put to the front of the line. It's like, that's what I hate about it. I like sport is an opportunity for someone to master something, and it takes something on your own to be good at something. That's what I think. Just away from everything else, internet, this, that, instant stuff. I don't like this. I don't like any of. It's just a feeling I've got. I haven't even really got it through properly.
I'm with you. I got two things I'd like to mention on it though.
Yeah.
Number one is, let's just try and relate this back to what we focus on, which would be biking, right? So let's say we have someone come into downhill and they're new to the sport 4 years ago, but all of a sudden they're winning World Cup races. How do you feel about that? Like, do you celebrate it and go, fuck, they've put in so much work in 4 years, they've done 10 years worth of work and they've got to the top of the sport? Or do you go, well, fuck them, like, they shouldn't be there, they should have grinded for longer? No, I don't know.
It's not that, because that's against the clock. That's not what we're watching here. We're watching Anderson Silva, a mixed martial art legend.
Can you?
No, this is a mixed martial art legend. He's already had his career, and now he's getting money dangled, and then he's fighting these YouTubers. Or we're not. The equivalent would then be. It's a different scenario, isn't it? Because if you're fast, you're fast, full stop. If you're good, you're good, full stop. It doesn't matter if it's been... I agree with that. If it's been 2 years or if it's been 20 years, I don't think that matters. There's just... The fact is that they're getting fights, or they're getting a lot of limelight for what I would believe are the wrong reasons. You know, like what's got... If you're going to fight against Floyd Mayweather... I don't want you to have got a lot of fame and notoriety from filming people commit suicide in Japanese woods, or you know, this wackiness on you. I don't want that. This is Floyd Mayweather has worked harder than you can even comprehend at boxing. All right, I'm not saying that
carrot's attractive though. That's what it must be.
But that's gross.
I agree with you.
That is gross, though, isn't it? Like,
But Floyd and all those guys had the power then to go, you know what? No, who are you? Like, no, we don't want to do this. Yeah. It's tainting our sport. It's tainting our reputation potentially. But they didn't. That carrot got dangled. $20 million, $40 million. I don't know. And they've took it, haven't they?
I know, it's weird, isn't it?
That's what it is. And it is.
I think
really
it just
weird.
makes
also,
me feel
let me think
weird.
about.
Yeah, I know it's entertainment as well, and it just makes me feel weird. Sorry, I cut you off. You say I've got a delay here. Sorry, boys.
It's all good. I was just thinking about what you've got now happening, especially with the internet. You've got these offshoots of sports happening, which are like spectacle things. So with boxing and stuff, you've got like this Jake Paul thing where they're going on YouTube and they're doing these special fights and whatever. If you relate it back to Moto, you've got like Straight Rhythm, which is, you know, you watch it online, not that many people are really there. You've got like that thing. Trying to think, there's going to be some more. I can't really think of them off the top of my head. But what I mean is, you've got these like out of the actual sport spectacles. Does mountain biking need one of those, like a Straight Rhythm or just one of those, like, or actually maybe Rampage is it, but it's not really, because it's got to be something like a downhill sort of thing, like a head to head. I don't know.
I think Rampage and Hardline.
Hardline's it, dude. You're right. I'm off. Hardline is it. You're right. I think Hardline is our specialty, special event, or whatever you call it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I know exactly.
Where you get like the old guys coming out, like, that you don't get to see very often. We don't really have that, do we? Like, oh, this guy's come out to race this event. I don't know. I was thinking about it on the drive home, listening to that Fire and the Kid episode, thinking, well, we don't really have anything in mountain biking that's that like pay-per-view spectacle. But maybe it's just not what we need in our industry, in our sport.
Yeah,
maybe
it's a weird thought, isn't it? It ultimately,
maybe Deeks should fight Blake Sampson.
I am torn though, because I do understand it is all entertainment and that's what it's for, and I do understand that everyone has the choice and you don't have to say yes, and people make a lot of money. Anderson Silva didn't have to take the fight. Just seems like something seems off about it. Do you know what I mean? It just leaves a bit of a weird taste in my mouth. And like, I don't know what it is actually. I don't know what it is, but I sort of don't partake in it because I don't really want to be. It just feels wrong. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's just that I'm old school and I don't like the change.
Maybe it is. And like you said, there's something in that dedication and that grind to get to the top of the sport, and going through those ranks of whatever they have in boxing, going through all that in UFC, going through starting at the bottom, working your way up, grinding it out, and then you've got some rich kid comes in and just goes, let's just flip the switch. But at the same time, I kind of like credit to him. He's changed the game in a little bit, right? You've got all those people buying pay-per-views. It's making millions for people. He's paying fighters more fair than boxing regulators do and stuff. So I don't know, man. I don't really know where I sit on it, to be honest. I don't know. I know that I'd never buy it. So that's where I sit.
What are your thoughts, Benny?
I think it's good for boxing. I think it reinvigorates, brings my age people into boxing, because before all of it, I had no interest in it, but now I quite enjoy watching it. I quite enjoy
the Gen
watching.
Zs get involved.
Exactly. Like, you have 8 fights a night. I quite enjoy watching 8 different fights. Some shit, some really good.
Oh, is that what they do? They do the undercard with a load of shitters as well.
Yeah, so there's a YouTuber,
and they're all paid really fairly as well, I think.
Yeah, so there's a YouTuber called KSI who starts something called Misfits in the UK with DAZN, and they do like 3 a year, and they'll do, I think it's like 8 or 9 fights a night, and you'll progressively get better and better and better and better. Or they'll start with a main card, then do undercards, then another main card. And normally it's free to watch, which is really interesting.
And who are they?
Why do you?
They're all fighting other YouTubers.
Why do you think these? Why do you think YouTubers are doing the fighting thing though? That seems a little bit crazy to me. Like, there's so much more things you could do that doesn't involve CTE.
But it can settle beef, can't it? You can literally win over someone. If you've got a problem with someone, you can quite literally win over them.
Yeah.
And then look good in the limelight. And
so can conkers.
True. True, but how many YouTube videos can you make on conkers? Whereas on a fight, you could do like a rewatch. You could do what could I do better next time. There's so many more things you could do after a fight and before.
Yeah. We could put them at the top of all the YouTubers. We could put them at the top of a set of real steep, nasty trails, and then they could just drop in, and whoever gets the furthest wins, and they don't get any practice to learn how to bike.
Exactly, there we are.
It's just a thought. It might be interesting. Let's cheers with the only drink that shares our brand colour. And arguably my favourite cheers.
Yeah.
Here's to a fantastic podcast.
I'm already open.
And many thanks to Days, our long-time partner.
Yeah, big up Days. Mate, people often say to me as well, they say like, can beer get any better? Can Days get any better? And now we can say, yes it can. Because Days just launched cans, and that to me is bloody brilliant. I'll be honest with you. Sometimes you don't want all those bottles laying around.
Yeah.
Let's be honest. There's a time and a place. Sometimes you need the bottle when you're at home, nice crisp cold bottle. You pop the top off, you get that little thing. Sometimes you want a glass bottle.
I was thinking about this. Yeah, I was thinking about exactly this. What is it that makes a can advantageous in your experience? I think we got the same answer here.
Okay, my experience yesterday actually was went down to the BMX track. I took 2 cans of Days with me, and it was just nice to like finish riding. We shared a Days with a friend, as you should do with all beers. Share on with your friend. You do a little cheers at the end of the session, and then for me it was like, boom, stood on the can, crushed it down, slid it in my pocket, rode out of there. Like before, you'd have this bottle. It's a little bit clumsy sometimes. So for me, that's what I love about the cans. They're just a bit more like portable, a little bit more like
I'm with you.
Friendly. Yeah. What about you?
Absolutely, that's exactly what I was going to say. You finish it off, you crush it, put it in your back pocket, off you go.
Yeah.
Have we got? We've got an offer for our listeners, haven't we? We do have an offer for our listeners, and it's just got better.
Days have been really kind to us. Obviously, you've got Sober October coming up, folks. So if you want to take part in Sober October, again, think about it. You're just coming out of summer. We've had a beautiful summer. Maybe you've been drinking a little bit too much. Maybe enjoying a few hazes in the evening, and you just want to try and have a bit of a detox, but you still want to get that fill. Check Days out. daysbrewing.com. Check it out. 0.0%, obviously. Vegan, paleo, all that sort of good stuff. It's made in Scotland. Lovely brand, lovely people. And they're so lovely that they've actually increased our discount code because the companionship's been repping days hard. So rather than getting 15% off, you're now going to get a whopping 20% off days. That is with the code TRC Days, all in capitals. What was it again? I've just forgot already, dude.
TRC Days, all in capitals. That gives you 20% off on the Days Brewing site.
That's correct. So thank you, Days, for fueling the lifestyle. We appreciate you. And go get you some.
Absolutely. It's a beer for doing and we like doing. Thanks, Days. Peace and love.
Let's carry on doing and do some listener questions.
Let's do listener questions. Good idea.
Do it, dude. Just crack on with it.
Yeah.
Maybe that's the way to hack the YouTube algorithm.
Yeah, who knows?
Jake Paul sends S4P Bike Park.
That'd be well good.
Oh dear. I think we should. I'm very mindful that we're having some. Your upload is really slow.
Oh, sorry.
So I feel like we should rip some listener questions and we should keep this one nice and short and sweet.
Let's do it. This is a short and sweet one.
We should come back swinging next week with a fucking banger of an episode. Like next week's episode is going to be so good.
Oh, mate.
We're just going to tee it up now.
I can actually feel it already. I can feel it already, yeah.
Yeah, and the 69's got to be a bit of a, like, shit sandwich, hasn't it? It's got to be a bit like...
Meal for two.
We're all right.
Meal for two with a shit view. In it, really.
We're all right. It weren't what it cracked up to be. Okay, I think... I mean, it's up to you. That's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking we've got slow internet going on. Can I mention two other things before we do that, actually, that I've just thought about? We can talk about this more on next episode. Let's just tease it up.
Yeah.
Ollie, I know you've got access to the Instagram account. Did you notice, and I'm not going to go too deep on it because I don't want to talk out of turn here, did you notice the conversation I had with Andreu about Rampage?
No.
Okay, interesting. Take a look. Basically, I don't want to be that guy that's like gossipy and stuff, but he was just saying how upset he was at the score and that basically Rampage is going to look very different next year. So I thought that was super interesting. It's actually a biking episode, right? It was a biking episode.
Yeah, we've done a biking. What do you mean Rampage is going to look very different next year?
He seems to think that a lot of people are going to walk away and not do it.
Interesting. Oh, there we go. There we go.
Breaking news, kind of, but I don't want to speak out of turn. You'll see in the chat if you want to read it through. I did say, like, do you mind if I, like, mention these things and stuff? And he was like, yeah, it's all good, man. It's no problem at all. Obviously, he felt like he got burnt a little bit with the score.
Yeah.
Also cost him a bunch of money to go and do it. Again, big fan of Red Bull, big fan of the event. Just saying this is what the conversation that's been had behind the scenes. So there's that.
There we go. There we go. Interesting. I'm going to be riding with him this week.
Well, there you go. You can have that conversation
Absolutely.
yourself. Yeah. So that, and then also there's some rumours floating around about Wyn Masters being the new voice of downhill.
Is that so? Where are these rumours?
I know they were started somewhere. It came up. I saw it on. There's another podcast looking behind the numbers, looking for.
Oh, okay.
Inside the numbers, I think it is. It's a mountain bike show.
Mate, this is really mountain bike show. This is really TMZ at the moment, right? Exactly right now.
Yeah. So there's some rumours floating around that maybe Wyn's going to be the guy.
There we go.
Just
I'm a big fan of
those
Wyn.
rumours to bed. I spoke to Wyn yesterday, and the rumours, although he's done a test for a screen test, there is no way he's going to be doing the full commentary. So let's just put those rumours to bed here and there. He was happy for me to do that, so we're just going to flatten those right now.
There we go.
We got gossip, dude. We got gossip.
Mate,
I'd love to explore
TMZ.
those two topics a little bit more. Wyn's happy to come on as well and talk about it at some point. So
That's a mint T-shirt design. The TMZ logo, but TRC. That's good, isn't it?
That is a good one.
That is good.
Yeah,
I like that.
we can run with that.
All right, wicked. Right, are we going to listen to questions now?
Yeah, let's do some listener questions. I'm sorry we're going to be a bit half-assed on this episode out there listening, but hopefully you appreciate the fact that we came. It's that it's all Ollie's fault, and that it's hashtag blame Ollie down below in the comment section. Leave it below. Hashtag blame Ollie.
Blame Ollie. I'm happy to take the blame, dude.
At Tobias Kuno, when are you guys going to do a company mic ride?
It needs to happen. It needs to happen. My problem is I've only got one
I've only got one dildo these days. Only got one dilly cam these days.
Have you? That's tough then.
Beney
So maybe one
it's
day.
been
Might
eaten
happen.
up by Benny and Brendan, and my mic has as well. So I've only got one mic.
Fuck off,
Benny
no, it
and Brendan have
hasn't.
nicked my dilly and mic, and my mic
Fuck
was like
off.
£300, and it's been eaten by the black hole that is Brendan and Benny. As has
I'm
my
not standing
Max
for this.
camera. I used to have one of them, and I also used to have like a one of those gimbal things for GoPros. They've all disappeared. They've all gone into the black hole. So,
Really?
I
Yes.
don't believe it.
fact.
I bet that's a deep black hole over at Brendan. It's almost
Oh
like
my.
going into his wallet. It just keeps going and going and going and
And
going.
do you have one of those friends where you lend them something and you just know you're never getting it back? There's not a chance in
Yeah.
hell of ever getting it back. And I kind of did feel that way when I had the mic rides thing and I gave it to the microphone and I gave it to him. I just thought, God, it's quite valuable. No, it's good, mate.
Yeah.
I'll give it to him. It's going to help him out. And then, yeah,
And it's on a hill somewhere.
gone.
On a slab somewhere in the Alps.
I have no idea where. It's in one of Benny's or Seeger's bags of different equipment.
Seeger's not mine. Nothing to do with me.
He sold it.
It's on his or on his eBay, exactly. Yeah.
Or on his eBay.
But we should absolutely a great suggestion. Let's get it done, dude. It kind of is like
Yeah,
we do
we'll work
mic
it
rides
out.
like this anyway, eh? Just sat down.
Imagine this, but with bikes in the background, like woodland moving. It's
We should
same
do it,
thing.
just
Maybe not
superimpose
this.
it.
This is a bit too media. This is a bit too media for me, man. You've come in like you're some sort of like journalist this week, and it's thrown me off a little bit.
Do you know what I think it is? It's just because I've got a logo on my breast, and it feels a bit pro, doesn't it? And I've got like a
So
backdrop
have I.
that makes me look like a newsreader.
Yeah.
Nothing's. I've got
It-
the echo is mega off-putting. That's what I think it is. But can you even hear the echo?
No, but I can imagine it's annoying. Okay, I've screenshotted all the things, and there's a lot of 69 questions, so we don't have to do those. There's a lot of 69 questions. A lot, actually.
Is there? Yeah.
Actually, a lot. Yeah, like most of them. 60% are 69 questions.
69%.
60. Very good.
Probably.
Almost missed that one. Teed it up, but I missed it. Explosive Club. Will there be a TRZ jersey soon? The cotton ones get a bit hot. A TRZ, that is a jersey. Oh, you mean like maybe it means like a riding jersey?
Maybe it means a riding jersey. I don't know.
I don't know. Riding jersey would be cool, but obviously you've got your commitments with sponsors. I've got kind of mine. Like maybe
We've got
I'm not
stuff coming
writing it
out
off.
anyway.
I think
We've got stuff coming out.
a technical tee would be cool. A technical tee would be nice.
We need something that companionship can share at Christmas. That's what we need.
Yeah, I think so.
Big time, eh?
Yes. At Darren Greener, would you rather end all wars or end world hunger?
Oh, that's a really. What's the clever answer to that?
Oh, that's made me think of a really good question.
Well, I think if you ended world hunger, then it probably would end a certain number of wars itself.
Yeah, I agree. I think if I mean, if you're looking at is it hunger for power? If it ends hunger for power and not just that. Thank you.
Davey, dude, that's brilliant. Great work.
Thank you.
Yeah.
You're welcome.
End hunger, and
I'm
that
gonna go
includes
world
power
hunger.
and money. Yeah.
Power and money. If it I'm going to go world hunger, but it's got to include power and money.
Like
But
that.
also, if it just included food, then that's beautiful too, because there's nothing worse than being hungry. I'm just planning.
You're just imagining yourself when you want a packet of crisps and you can't be asked to walk down the shops, aren't you?
Yeah,
I
I was
think
just
that's
thinking
not-
I ain't got nothing in for dinner.
Yeah, do you know what? That doesn't count as world hunger. Like, you're not a part of world hunger.
I'm not. What's your food been like over there? What you been eating, man? What's been? You had some paella?
No.
That's Spanish, isn't it?
It is, yeah. Do you know, I haven't
Tacos?
had an opportunity to really stop. It's been pretty full on the whole time we've been here. We've gone straight from the dealer event with the Jam Squared SL into cut media shooting, and we now have a press event with all of next year's bikes. It means it's very difficult because
wow.
I can't
I have-
show
to be
you
honest,
anything
I
of
don't-
any of my riding. I can't show you, you know?
I do feel as if I have become a little bit confused with what you're doing. So I think our listeners will probably feel exactly the same way. Is that I didn't know. Yeah, so you've done a dealer event for the new SL.
Yeah.
You then done the cut media shoot for the
New
for what
bikes,
bike?
for all of the
For
new
new
range.
bikes.
Yeah, the new secret range. It
Secret
gets
range.
confusing, doesn't it? It gets confusing and annoying because then I'm only on bikes that I can't show out here.
And if you're taking it as 100, so you got 100%, right,
Yeah.
of your time,
Yeah.
100%. How much biking are we talking? As a percentage.
A lot of biking. A lot of
biking?
Yeah, well, I mean, just so I've been out since 7 this morning and I just got back just in time to record this at 4:30. And this has been the earliest day. So, yeah, it's really full on and everything's like scheduled and we have every moment of the day is planned. So,
Okay,
yeah.
interesting. All right.
But yeah, I've got this dealer event, then I'm home, and then we're really in. I feel like we're deep in winter now. Hey, then when I get back, we're going to be proper. It's winter time. It's fireworks night. It's Christmas time.
Yeah. You're back on the 4th, aren't you?
That's right.
All right. We've got a few episodes to get in before the end of the year. We're going to have a great final end of the year, final quarter. We're going to have a really good final quarter. Actually, we're going to hopefully have some merch coming out. What else we got going on? Hopefully we're going to start working on the studio stuff. We've got some big guests lined up. Yeah. All right. Next question at FHR.RD. What makes a good taco, and why does Davey prefer these over burritos? Oh, that's good. Okay.
Good question. I think that's for you, dog.
I can hop in on the taco question for sure, dude. Let me go. All right, wind me up and let me rip. All right, with the tacos, I think you got to have. It's set and setting. It's like, are you street food taco or are you like sit down taco? If you sit down taco, I feel like you got to go soft shell. And also, if you're street taco and you're going to go hard shell, you're going to go like it was a soft shell, but it's been toasted and made into a hard shell. Because ultimately, I do like that crunch, especially if you've got like a soft inner. You know what I mean? Like that's heavy. I think you've then got to have a mixture of different. What would you call them? Textures inside. So I feel like there's got to be something like quite smooth, almost like an avocado goes really good in a taco. Then you got to go something probably a little bit chunkier with a little bit of crisp. So like for me, I often go sweet potato. I like that sweet potato, a bit crisp on the edge of it, like a bit char grilled. And then you got to have some freshness and a little bit of zest. So you're going to go with like lettuce, tomato, and probably some lemon juice on top of it. And that to me right there is a good taco. Obviously, you might hit it with some hot sauce, you might not. Personally, I do like a hot sauce. I do always go for a hot sauce, and that's to me like that's what makes a good taco.
What hot sauce
and why
do
do I
you
prefer
use?
them over burritos? Whatever they've got in TK Maxx on offer. Usually, if it's sub £2, I've bought it.
Good answer. Good answer.
Thank you. Carolina Reaper stuff's always nice if you want a little bit of something extra. Smoky's good. I like a smoky hot sauce.
I'm interested
Smoky,
in why you choose him over burritos actually as well, because I'm a big burrito fan.
Yeah, I am. I like a burrito. I don't mind. It depends which way the pendulum swings on the day, really. If you're really hungry, you're going to go with a burrito, aren't you? Just because you know you're going to get that big fill. But if you're feeling a little bit more culture, a little bit more, you're going to go with a taco.
There you go. Interesting. Yeah. Do you know,
Benny? What's your favourite taco? Filling, not filling.
Pulled pork.
Pulled pork, good one.
Nice.
Good one. Ollie?
I find it really. I'm really hoping that we can get to go to Mexico with you, because I'd love to hear your thoughts on Mexican food, like how different. Like I'd previously only eaten American Mexican, and like a burrito was like you have to specifically ask for it to not be wet, so you have to ask for like a dry burrito, because otherwise it's going to come on a plate with cheese all over it. That's a burrito.
Yeah.
It's really interesting. Loads of stuff's completely different, like tacos as well. They're like,
Yeah, I'm ready for a taco tour.
yeah, I am. I'm feeling a taco right now. Yeah, please. I'm hungry, man.
I'm hungry.
Can I ask a question
what
live
else
on
we
air?
got?
Go on.
No. Next question. How can you? No, go on.
If you had to commit one crime that would then stop that crime forever, what would you do?
Oh my, Benny.
Fucking heavy subject. Oh, so you have to commit one crime and then that crime can't be done again.
Exactly.
You know what I'm going to go? I've got an answer, but
Go
it's
on.
probably not. It's not what you're expecting, but I'm going to go for it anyway.
All
So
right.
I think it's going to get worse. That's my reasoning. I'm going to go online bullying.
Oh,
I'm
that's
going to
nice.
go online bullying
Ooh,
because I feel like that is something that the younger generation. What generations before now? You're Gen Z, aren't you? So what's now? Do you know? Anyway.
Gen X.
Gen X. So Gen X are probably dealing with this pretty hard right now. You know, not being able to get away from the phone. I've been struggling with the phone thing again at the moment. I don't know why. I just got a little bit of anxiety around the phone again. I think it's just been busy, and I'm always, I find myself on the phone a little bit. And I feel like if there was negativity coming out of this little black box, I'd be in a world of shit. So I'd get rid of online bullying.
Who would you?
That's mine.
Remember, you have to do it to get rid of it. So
Okay.
would you bully me?
No, Logan Paul. I'd bully Logan
Would
Paul.
you?
Jake Paul.
Jake Paul.
One of them.
And what would you say?
Yeah, but I'd do it
What would
for
you say
you.
to
I'd
him?
do it for you. I'd say.
You don't
listen,
have to,
you
don't do it.
fucking-
Don't do it. Don't do it.
All right.
Listen, you fucking. That's a good one.
If I got in that ring with you, yeah, that's what I'd go for. What about you? What are you thinking?
I was trying to think of ones that could be really impactful on the world and also good laugh to do. So instantly I came to drink driving because, when I get caught for it, it doesn't mean I have to actually do anything bad. I just have to get pissed and drive a car. Maybe go and do a handbrake somewhere into a roundabout. Not hurt anyone. No, you know what I mean? I don't have to. The bad thing
Just
about
be a bit loosey goosey on that throttle pedal.
Exactly. The bad thing about drink driving is having an accident and harming someone that isn't drink driving. Whereas if I'm aware of that, then maybe I could just drink drive and maybe try and make a car do a kickflip. I've always wanted to do a kickflip in a car, so maybe we could find like one of those loading ramps. I could get really pissed and I could do a kickflip. We'd have you and Benny, you boys would be stood there.
Oh yeah.
Making sure that
Yeah.
everything's safe, no one's going to get hit, and then I'd just do a kickflip in the car, get locked up. Then no one.
Did Rob Deerdick do that? I think Rob Deerdick did a kickflip
Drunk?
in a car. And the car is shaped like a skateboard. I've probably imagined that,
Brilliant.
but I'm sure. Oh no, maybe it was just a massive skateboard that they did it with.
He
Like,
knows a good
massive
time, doesn't he? He
skateboard.
knows a good time.
Yeah, he does know a good time. What about you, Benny? What comes to your brain?
Oh, I don't know.
Is it wanking?
No, why would you get rid of that? God,
I know. Is it wanking in public?
no.
Benny, honestly, I can't believe you bring this stuff up on the podcast.
Yeah, it's unbelievable, isn't it? I don't know.
What would your one
Murder?
be? Murder.
Murder?
That means you have to do a murder.
Oh yeah.
Who would you
I
murder?
know.
Will you murder him?
I don't know.
You've been done by your own question here, haven't you?
He has,
Yeah.
hasn't he?
Yeah.
You taking Brent out?
No,
Huh?
because he pays.
Oh, yeah.
No, he pays me. I can't take my own boss
Yeah,
out.
but think of the money you'll have access to if you take Brent out.
Fuck all. We haven't got any.
You know you're driving away in that RS6 or whatever it is after you've murdered him.
Yeah, but he
I
spent it
wonder
all
if there's a
on
way that
lettering.
us three could all commit crimes that are all like intertwined, and in that, and manage to
What? So could we kill someone doing a kickflip in a car whilst drinking?
exactly, yeah, along those lines.
Yeah,
if
and
there's like a
texting,
smart
and texting.
way of
Text.
answering
Online
this-
bullying.
Yeah, that's
Well,
a
yeah,
smart
whilst
way of
aggressively-
answering this question.
Aggressively bullying Jake Paul in a kickflip and murdering
Yeah. So I'm pissed.
someone.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I'm pissed in the car and I'm driving towards the kickflip. We've got Davey's in the back and he's writing me messages.
Furiously
To,
typing.
Yeah,
furiously,
vlogging.
Yeah. And then
Vlogging.
And then Benny, so we're going to land on someone, so you have to be in the car as well. But we
Yeah.
have to pick someone to land on, really.
Or maybe like my online bullying could be like, I'm texting the person that we're going to hit saying, just walk out into the road. Honestly, I swear the car's not going to hit you. Then, boom,
Mad.
Oh, this is
There
an
you are.
awful thought. Also, I think I would get done for the murder if
Because
I
you'd be
was
driving.
Yeah. So we'd have to have you hanging out the side with a machine gun during the kickflip.
Yeah. But then think
then
that's
you
then murder solved for the world.
What's happened to this podcast, honestly?
I don't know. I don't know. We've got a good question potentially here.
That was a great question. What are you on
let's-
about?
Yours was.
Oh no,
yours
it was a really
great,
good question.
good.
No, yours was legit, mate. No, you've brought energy to this, and I
Nice one,
appreciate
Beney.
it. We've got Reese himself. What one change do you each think could drastically improve mountain biking? A good podcast. Oh dear. It needs one, doesn't it? I had a good chat with Needles in the week. I think that's the one to go listen to, folks. Needles is killing it right now. I'll listen to both, but Needles is killing it. God, I'm sweating. I'm sorry, I'm so hot. I told Emma like before I came up here, I told Emma like, don't put the heating on. It's so hot in that little room upstairs, and she's definitely put the heating on. I can tell I'm sweating so bad. I don't know if I've got a t-shirt on, and if I have, I'm gonna. Yeah, of course I have.
I reckon if you could change,
Let's go.
Yeah, good man. I reckon if you could change the average elevation in the world, it would make mountain biking better.
Okay.
Is that a good answer?
That was tough. Yeah, it would be. Yeah, so you mean we'd have to live higher up?
No, so the Surrey Hills, instead of being 150 metres above sea level, they'd be 300, and then Everest would be, 16,000 metres above sea level. So like the world would just be more spiky if you zoomed out.
Yeah.
Right.
So Reese has asked, which one change would you drastically would improve mountain biking? You just want to change the world, basically.
Yeah, the whole world for it to be more spiky and more bigger elevation.
More spiky.
Yeah. That's my thoughts. Yeah.
Okay.
Right.
Not bad. I don't think that's bad, dude. Go on.
No, I don't
let's
think
hear
it's
what
bad.
you got.
I think. Okay. Oh God. I was gonna just say that it needs more money invested, but then it's like there's obviously bad things come with that. So, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, I know what you mean. Hey, thanks for listening,
You know what I mean?
everyone.
Oh God. I don't know. Why don't we just hand it over to the listeners? What one thing would drastically would improve mountain biking? We've dropped a clanger this episode,
Yeah, this is
69.
the
We knew it was
clanger,
going to be
dude.
tough. We knew it was going to be tough.
Yeah.
But we've tried, and that's the main thing. And sometimes that's all you need is to try, right? Sometimes you just got to go for it.
We can't always hit home runs, and I appreciate every last one of you for sticking with us, even through clangers like this.
Yeah, and next week's episode is going to be so good.
Oh
Like,
man, we're
gonna
going to
be
be back
insane.
amongst it for sure.
Yeah. What should we call this one? We need a name.
The clanger.
Or here is it? The clanger.
The clanger.
There you go. It's called the.
It could be
clanger,
called
the
If You Listen to One Episode of The Ride Companion, Don't Make It This One. But then that's what I think makes the true
We're gonna call
companions.
That's what we're going to call last week's. Last week's one was meant to be called Avoid This Episode. We're doing it twice. Dude, are we going downhill? Are we like looking to get a studio and just things are just getting worse?
No, this one's my one. I'll drop the ball on this one. We're coming in swinging. We're doing good.
All right. Thanks, everyone. We appreciate you. Please.
Sorry, Davy's
Actually,
just eating.
before we go.
Davy's just eating. Sorry. Just can I highlight it? Look, I appreciate my Wi-Fi is not very good, but I haven't eaten anything all the way through this, and I am ravenously hungry. Let me tell you. Davey, he can't even be bothered to wait. He's just cracked open a bag of crisps or something.
I found a grape on the desk.
This is unbelievable. Oh.
I just found a grape and I was like, oh, I'm eating it. I think it was a grape. Just a quick one. So when this episode goes out, it'll come out obviously on Wednesday.
Yeah.
We're going to leave the £1 shipping offer on site, which we forgot to talk about last week because we're all over the place at the moment. The merch store, £1 shipping in the UK. So get your hats. What we got? We got hats. There's a few t-shirts
We
left.
got coffee.
Coffee, a lot of coffee, a lot of hats. A lot of coffee and a lot of hats.
Nice.
So if you want a coffee, you want a hat, then we got you. £1 shipping all over the UK.
And support
for the next
this
few days.
wonderful podcast.
Life-changing
podcast. I enjoy it. And thanks for listening.
Yeah.
You're the best.
Yeah, thank you. And if you do watch it on the TV, the thing with me, just send us a little message. It's always nice to
Can't
see.
wait to see it, dude. Can't wait.
All right.
Thanks for joining us, Benny, as well. It's been lovely having you along. Peace
Yeah,
and love.
thanks, Benny.
Always
TRC
supposed to be back.
69.
Yeah, but I think we needed you. Peace out, everyone. Thank you. So here we are at the end of the podcast, and we would love to keep in touch with you. So don't forget, follow The Ride Companion on Instagram. It's at The Ride Companion. If you just want to follow Olly, it's at odub_23. And of course, here are some clips that we think you might like. And up there, you can subscribe to the channel. We'd appreciate it. We appreciate you. Thanks for watching or listening. Have a great one. Peace.